Harvey Capital Talks brought to you by Dicor, at the core of everything you do. Hey, welcome to RV Capital Talk. I'm Andy McCaskey from RVNN TV, and I'm joined by our show host, Sherman Goldenberg.
Thank you, Andy. Here today with Darryl Searer. Welcome, Darryl.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Darryl's a guy that many of us in the industry have known in different capacities over a period of years as a businessman, a good one. Going back a couple of companies, most recently was very well known at Dometic years ago, and then subsequently for his involvement with a supplier called Ultra-Fab. And are you still active in Ultra-Fab, Darryl?
Sherm, yes, I am. I'm still 50% owner with my younger brother, Craig Searer. Craig is president and has been for about the last 10 years, and I'm chairman of the board. Not involved so much in the day-to-day activity, but in the big picture financially and in the overall direction that the company goes.
Sort of symptomatic of Darryl's situation right now is he's joining us from his Florida home, and that's why he's on Skype. But the reason he's in the news today really has to do with the RVMH Hall of Fame and the fact that Darryl, only a matter of a week or two ago, was named President and Chief Operating Officer of the Heritage Foundation Incorporated's RVMH Hall of Fame in Elkhart, Indiana. And for that, we congratulate you.
Thank you.
So it's one of those jobs, good news, bad news jobs. It's not all a cakewalk. Tell us about what what your job is in taking over the reins of the Hall of Fame.
Well, the job is really to have restructured the debt facing the Hall of Fame, and that has been done over about the last 4 weeks in negotiating. I shouldn't say negotiating, in discussions with the Ingram family, particularly Tony Ingram, and that has now been solidified in a mortgage that will pay off in May of 2033 with no balloon payment, payments that the Hall of Fame can't afford. Also renegotiated with the bank, First Source Bank, on a new structure of loans that took us from 7 3/4% interest down to down to 4.5%. So we reduced our interest by 3 1/4%, and structured a loan there that will be paid off by December of 2015. So that puts those two things in order. There's one item left, and I'm presently negotiating with David Woodworth on the collection. There's still monies owed to David, and so the focus right now is, now that we have our destination in our own hands, is to start paying off the debt. And the board is now focused on ways to go about doing that.
So it sounds like you've got good news in that you're setting the stage, but that in some ways the task is really now becoming clearer.
That's true. The unknown was, would the Ingram family go along with the proposal? And I can't say enough good about Tony Ingram and his family and their willingness to carry on the wishes of their father and to help us out. So that's been phenomenal. And when I contacted the bank said, show me a plan, I'll give you a better interest rate. So I showed them a plan, and we got our interest reduced. So things are looking up, and it's kind of like, most of us have a mortgage on our homes, and as long as we pay that mortgage payment, we live in the home. But we're all excited about the day when that mortgage will be paid off. And so that's what we're focusing on now, is to get that mortgage paid off long before 2033.
Okay, well, we'll be back in just a moment to take a look at the future after this. RV Capital Talks brought to you by the Dicor Corporation. Dicor Corporation is 4 specialized companies serving the RV industry: Dicor Products, United Shade, Seal Design, and Vixen Composites. Whether it's RV wheels, walls, shades, seals, or other specialty products, Dicor Corporation is at the core of everything you do.
So, welcome back. So here's the question in a nutshell. Is it time to exhale? I mean, can those who wish the RVMH Hall of Fame to, survive its financial crises, can we relax?
Yes, you can relax. That's for sure. You can rest assured that any monies that would be contributed to support the Hall of Fame are going for a good cause, and to help the Hall of Fame continue to enhance the image of the RV and manufactured housing industries.
Deb, the things that you intend, your target list of objectives here in bringing the Hall into the next level, what are those in a nutshell?
There's about 20 different areas, Sherm, that are on our income statement, from admissions to the suppliers paying for the exhibits that are in there in the supplier hall. And in addition, we have we used to call it the conference center. We've changed it now to the event center, because we are holding events. And that's a significant income for us now. It's growing, it grew last year almost double the year before. So our whole list is going to be really in fundraising and visiting the different areas of income for the Hall of Fame, so that we can accelerate getting out of debt and being debt free. And then once we're debt free and we have raised the additional monies, there's still room for expansion to enhance what the Heritage Foundation can do for the RV and the manufactured housing industry.
I assume we're going to hear more, like we did in the last, let's say 3 years, of a drive to be businesslike, to be a rental business that, to a certain extent, stands on its own 2 legs, right?
Right.
In appealing to a wide variety of renters beyond the open house, which Andy and I were talking about coming up. It's in September, but a big week. But they don't have to be industry people, right? To be renters.
And as a matter of fact, we have held events for a lot of high school reunions, weddings, all sorts of different associations non-related to the RV or manufactured housing industry have held events there. And we're kind of fortunate in that Notre Dame no longer wants to hold events unless they're related to Notre Dame. And the Century Center is not really focusing on a lot of the events they did in the past. And so there's just a lot of people looking for a beautiful place to hold events, and we now have that.
Do you have, Bill Garpo, the current chairman, head of RPTIA, announced, some months ago, his intentions to step down. What gives with the chairmanship? Do we look for an announcement on that sometime in the future here?
The new chairman is actually the vice chair right now, and he has accepted becoming the new chair. Bill's Garpo's chair will be up in August at the induction dinner, and Barry Cole will be our new chairman beginning August of 2012.
I see. News to me, or perhaps I wasn't paying attention. And Barry Cole's affiliated with what business?
He's on the manufactured housing side of the Hall of Fame.
Okay. And the rest of the board, do you anticipate any changes there?
At this time, we have not made any other changes in the board. We are reviewing board members as we speak.
RVI.
What we're looking for on the board now, we're looking for active people, and we've had some people step forward already and agree to help in certain positions that will help us continue to increase our income.
You know, I guess we're about there on the time, Darryl. I did want to ask one more question because I know a lot of people have followed it, you know, as far as support nationally for the Hall. RVIA still very much, you know, in the fold as far as a supporter?
Yes, RVIA, Go RVing.
I'm sorry, I really meant Go RVing.
Yeah, I thought you did. We're in the process of renegotiating with Go RVing right now. I've had conversations with James Ashurst and Richard Kuhn, as well as Phil Ingracia, and we have a new proposal going out to them before the end of this month, requesting and supporting additional funds that we feel are should be forthcoming to the RV Heritage Foundation.
So we're hearing a lot of good news here about the Hall of Fame in a nutshell.
It's all good news. I don't know any bad news. It's going to be a lot of hard work to make all these things happen, but we've got a great board right now and a very active executive committee. There are 8 of us on the executive committee, plus staff, and people are just stepping forward and saying, how can I help? And the board is going to take on a little different approach in that each board member will be assigned a line item of income on our income statement to do what they can to increase that. For example, our brick program, we'll have a chairperson on the brick program. The brick program brings in about $3,500 a year. We have a program right now that we feel by the end of May could bring in as 10 times that amount. It just takes somebody to focus on it, and it's amazing what can be done.
And you, by and large, are the guy to do that, to help them focus.
Exactly. I want to provide the leadership to keep them on track and to make sure that they have all of the support documentation and marketing programs to make it happen.
Yeah. You know, Darryl, one of the things that I saw, though, is that as you were outlining those tasks, you kept smiling. That's a good thing.
Yeah,
hey, thanks for joining us here, and thanks to all of you folks for joining us. We'll see you next time on RV Capital Talk.
Thank you, Darryl.
Yeah.